Namaste all. This is Vishnu Reddy from PANI Deals community. Welcome all. Today also we are going to have another live with from founders. Okay, so it's like our live walkthrough plus a giveaway is there also, and also you can ask questions to the founder regarding the product and company and regarding the business. So today we are going to host Pratik from Make Stories. Yeah, you may be aware of their other products as well. Okay, so yeah, we'll be going live. Like yeah, our founder is ready. We will be joining on 8 p.m. And first of all, thanks again. Welcome all. Thanks for joining us today. Okay, so yeah, let's get started. Okay, yeah,
Hi Vishwa.
yeah. Hi, Pratik. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing very well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, let me just close down all the tabs so we are not
Yeah, please.
bothered in between the calls.
Sure.
Where are you based out of, by the way, Vishwa?
Me, like I'm based out of Andhra Pradesh actually.
Oh,
Nearby Bangalore.
nice, nice.
Uh, it's to be precise, like it's between Hyderabad and Bangalore,
Okay.
and this is my native place. So I have set up my office here itself.
Ah, yeah. So you
Yeah,
are Vembu style
yeah, uh, yeah. I don't want to live in
in big city.
big cities. I was there for 10 years, more than 10 years,
Mm,
16 years maybe, something like that.
yeah,
So enough. And I've always been wanted to be near home, tied to city, something like that. So we have set up office here. It's been good. Uh, Now 4+ years.
nice, nice, nice.
But anyway, yeah, as the infra, internet, everything is
Yeah,
on mainstream, so it's doesn't matter actually.
yeah.
So
Now
I
actually
keep
it doesn't.
traveling.
If
Yes.
we were talking about 10 years ago, yeah, it used to matter a lot, but now it actually doesn't matter at all.
Yeah. So whenever we want, we can connect virtually. Otherwise, we can even travel to. I keep traveling to Hyderabad, Tirupati, and Bangalore.
Nice.
So yeah, so it doesn't matter, not much.
Cool,
So
cool.
yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. Uh, Welcome again. I think we had another live with you earlier
Yeah, during May
regarding the
4th.
other product. Yeah, make forms.
Yeah, we'll have one soon.
Yeah, sure. Again and again. Yeah, you are very much welcome. So yeah, uh, let's get started. I know. I think you are aware of the normal general lives,
Yeah,
so you may be busy. So as well. Uh, Usually how we get started is like a brief introduction about the founder, team, company, product, and then we do some live walkthrough, especially not maybe generic one, but something from kind of insider stuff, and then we'll have QA with the community.
got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, so can you please introduce about you company and how the entrepreneur journey so far.
Sure. So I'm Pratik, and I have kind of I've been into this web space for almost 15 years now. So in first I used to run an agency, and then in 2017 I say this no code movement started. And at that time I was visiting this place called Nashville, which is where there used to be this word camp. So the US word camp was happening at that time. And I said, okay, let's go there, let's see what happens at the word camps. And then over there I did meet Matt Mullenweg. So Matt Mullenweg is the founder of WordPress, and he did talk to me for quite some time, and he said that actually you are in the wrong business. You should not be doing this. If you guys have such a strong team, then you should definitely look at what was this AMP thing that was happening at that time. So he said you should definitely look at AMP, which is accelerated mobile pages. So it was quite prevalent at that time. Okay, so he said you should do this, and then we started working on it in around 2017, and then 2018, I think Google came up with this concept of web stories in their AMP conference in Amsterdam. So we already had a year of experience working on this technology, and so we were like, okay, let's see what happens. And like since we always had and not a product background but an agency background, we saw it from an agency point of view. Like uh, we thought that we would run this agency where we would create web stories for our clients, because that's exactly what we used to do before. Like I had this company called PhD to many things, where we used to take the Photoshop designs and we used to convert them into WordPress websites and all those things. So we did it for around one or 2 weeks. I remember the date. It was We started working on it on around 18th of Feb 2018. We did work on it for a decent 2 days, and then we were like, uh, the entire AMP HTML was so difficult that we figured out that no one is going to hand code, or no one is even going to outsource this outsource this work basically. And so we thought that any which ways we are looking for a pivot, and we want to get into this whole thing of you know no code movement. So we said that let's start with make stories, and then the journey kicked off. It took us about 7 months to build this tool. So the version one, if you I don't even have it handy right now, but if you were to see version one, it was a mix of so many different things, like I would not even want to open that again. So, and then we did a small POC, and we reached out to Google, and we told them that, hey, this is something that we've built. And so initially there was not much traction from their end, and they were also like, okay, keep us posted. We don't feel that anyone is going to buy this tool or something like that. So they've said that no, we are not that confident about it. And then but they said that keep us posted, we'll like to know more about your journey. And then it happened that we were, like I was running an agency at the side. At the same time, I was running this tool. We are trying to create this tool with around 2 3 developers. And we were like hardly 4 or 5 people team back then. So we said, okay, let's do it. We'll keep. And then one fine day, Google only approached us, and they said that we would like to know what is the status. And then we said that this here it is. We have done some improvements on it, and they said that okay, it's been almost a year since we had the AMP conference, and now we are having another conference in Tokyo on April 2019. And they said that okay, if you think that your tool is good enough, ready, then we would love to give you guys a shout out at the AMP conference. And that's how we officially had this partnership with Google, wherein it was like they used to introduce us to all the various clients. So today you may name any big publisher, from Forbes, USA Today. In India we have NDTV. um, like name any big publisher, and then we there is a chance that we work with them. So that kept on happening for almost, I would say, a decent 4 years, from 2018 to 2022. And in those 4 years we built two versions of Make Stories. Okay. And then I got obsessed with this whole product thing. because it's more very exciting. Because agency, what you have to do is every day you have a new thing coming in, you build a website, and then it's done. Like, then you have to hunt out for a new customer. So it isn't running an agency for me personally, it was not that challenging compared to building a product, because over here you are just, like, updating the same thing again and again and again. So product is something that I feel that, and then the best part for me was that for the first 10 years of my career, I was the user of all these products. So I've used many products extensively. So I also understood user experience to quite some depth. And so in 2022, we started building make forms. In fact, we did not start building make forms. We started building make pages, which was a landing page builder. And for that landing page, we wanted to build a form builder tool. So we started building make forms. Happened in such a way that make pages took the backseat. It's never launched. And when we started building forms, we understood that like there is so much that you can do with forms, but many of the form builders don't even care about it. So when we started building make forms, we thought that initially that it would be a month or two development and we'll build only a small POC. But we ended up spending almost, I would say, year and a half on building make forms. So in 2022 end, I met Charlie, and Charlie said that, okay, I want to, bring make stories, but from day one for us it was like, no, we cannot bring make stories because it's an established tool. Like, even if you see today, there are about yearly 35-40,000 search volume only for make stories branded keyword. So we weren't ready for that. So he convinced us. He said that, okay, you start with make forms. And I think in somewhere around mid 2023, for me it was like, I was in no rush of launching, because I would say that I have been privileged enough in my life wherein, like, there is no rush for me to launch products, because I've been lucky enough to be in a place where I don't have to do it for money, because the agency that I have built, it's pretty stable. Okay, so it gives me, in fact, so much time to mature the products. So Charlie wanted to do it in early 2023, but we waited it out. And I think somewhere about June, July, August, we came up, we launched Make Forms, and it's been, I would say, our first LTD, and in fact, the most successful LTD when it comes to forms. And I've been seeing people loving the product, and we've got an extensive lineup of our own products. And so in pre-COVID, we were about 5 people. Now we are about a 25 people team. So this is the backstory, and I would say that, like, if you see the vision that we have, it just does not and will not stop at make stories or make forms 2 product, but it stops at make.io. So there's quite some things that I feel the LTD world has just started seeing the products. The lineup for a next, I would say, at least till mid 2025 is pretty solid, and we are in the game for a long run. So does that answer your question, Spiritual?
Uh, it's not an answer, but elaborated background. It's really interesting, and yeah, I remember now. Actually, it reminded me of a similar question when we are doing live about make forms, and I still use make forms. It is one of the best actually. I have query as well, but yeah, that is very much specific and limited actually, and I really like make forms. So yeah, it's really good actually. I should say make forms is not, it's now beyond the form builder.
Yeah,
It's
and we,
beyond.
as I said, we have so much in the bucket to come in the next. Uh, by I think somewhere around September, you will be seeing a completely different make forms from what we are seeing today. It's just that, as I did say, right, I do not believe in rushing and shipping. Like there has been a recent form builder. There is a 3.0 version launched, and I've been seeing that the people have been a little disappointed with it. So that's exactly something that we never do. We wait it out, because it's better to, I personally do not believe in the uh, build fast break fast logic, because it really doesn't, well, at least it does not fit with me.
Okay.
So that's for sure. But yeah, coming back to, because I can actually talk a lot, but let's come back to what
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are here for today.
Sure, sure.
So yeah.
So yeah, once again, anyway, thank you so much for the detailed thing about the entrepreneurship journey and how it started. And yeah, it's really inspiring, and it's one of the uh, not say excited journey. It's not just yeah, I switched it, so it later on. Okay, so and it really shows your commitment as well. Okay, so when coming to make stories, you mentioned uh, like you have had some thoughts about it earlier, and then you also met a partner with Google as well.
Yeah.
So after that, so how it took off, and actually, so I also using in web stories in some websites on my own business as well.
Hmm.
So how it shifted, like how especially with the AI tools, and actually Google search engine also now in the back seat when compared to the AI usage. Like people are going to ask the questions on ChatGPT, otherwise Bing or something like that, because it is AI powered rather than going for Google. So now actually a lot of what's a yeah changing period actually, not turbulence or something in
Hmm.
SEO world regarding the traffic, organic traffic on that
On the
front.
web page.
And yeah, personally I see opportunity and make stories like to bring back the traffic organically from Google or other search engine to our website.
Yeah.
So how it changed actually now, yeah.
So I would say, there are, like, if you ask me personally, so let me, take it one step back, okay? So there are two. I see that there are two use cases for make stories. So if you keep aside the traffic part, okay, what I understand today is that anyone, like even me personally, I cannot, go through the reading. Like, people do not have the patience. Okay, so the first thing that you can use web stories, and this is on global level I'm talking. It's not about just India, US, and Brazil, where which are the three markets where web stories exist today. So, if you see web stories from that point of view, wherein you are letting your user consume bit size content, it makes a lot of sense. Now, I will give you an example, and I'll give you industry specific examples so you can, make a sense of it. So, for example, there is a car company. For example, it's Mercedes. Okay, let's do it. Take a global name. So now, for Mercedes, if they give a long web page, when, and what I see is people these days, whenever you buy anything, it's more of a visual appeal that, it's more important. No one wants to read. No one wants to understand that. Okay, you have this NCAP 5 rating, and how you achieve. No one wants to understand it. Everyone wants to see it visually. So just imagine that rather than giving the user a brochure, if on the in the showroom, you have this QR code which the visitor scans, and they can just go through the entire details of the cars at once. That is just one use case for automotive. Similarly, I would say there is another use case for museums, for example. Like, museums can also, they have so many exhibitions, so they can have stories over there. So I would say, if you are running an agency, and today, every believe me, every marketing department of every company is looking for innovative way to, communicate to the users. So if, when it comes to, for example, this is a good use case wherein the Goodbug is a company that is selling probiotics. Okay, but so if you normal the initial uh, angle of you letting your user convince was to, create all those big articles. But now you can just send them to a link where they can just go through what your product is about, why they should use good bug, what is probiotics, and then at the end of the day you can say okay, order now. So the I would say that is one angle which you can look at, which is conveying your messaging in a more visual way. So that's one thing which I feel lot of agencies who buy these LTDs can pitch to their clients. That's one angle. Okay. Now the second angle, which I feel that there is an audience of bloggers and like YouTubers who like survive, or who are depend not survive but who are dependent or majorly on the SEO traffic. So for them, I would say, if we are talking about in early 2020 2021, the entire Indian YouTube community, technology bloggers community, was behind web stories. And I would and so there I since I've been in the ecosystem for quite some time, I understand it very nicely. So because I talked to both the sides, like I talked to the publisher side as well as have had words with Google. Like I was in fact one of the members of the internal working group committee. So if we are talking about 2020-21, the problem was wherein Google did not have the distribution. So Google then launched their own plugin. They introduced us to various big publishers. So at that time, Google wanted the content. Okay, so what Google was doing is that it was pushing web stories aggressively in all these, wherein like Discover, and these bloggers used to receive 500,000, sometimes million visits, and then there were so many videos where they said you can have about $400 earning per day. Honestly speaking, that was never the earning that happened. That was never. It was all clickbait for YouTube. Okay, no one. I literally don't even know any of my client who made that level of money. So if you are looking for instant push in 2021, yes, web stories was the thing. This year, however, what we were thinking that it will vanish. But luckily, what we have seen is that there is a humongous traffic. Like even if you open your mobile today and go to Google Discover, you will see a lot of stories being pushed. So I would say stories are not dead. However, that being said, okay, one thing that what I have understood is Google is also putting them on surfaces like images. For example, if you are searching for an image and if your web story has a particular image, it can get crawled over there. Plus, if you optimize your web story very nicely for SEO, it can also rank in some of your Google search engine. So I would say it is web stories are not dead at all. So this is in fact now the only thing is that initially there were not so many people who were creating the web stories. Now there are like tons of people who are creating web stories. Plus, when when you are competing for the discover traffic, you are literally competing with tier one publishers like, for example, NDTV, Aaj Tak. Those are the people that you are literally competing with. So now the competition has like increased a lot. So what people are doing is the amount of stories that they are creating. Okay, it is they are trying to increase the volume, because if you are doing one story and getting 100,000 views, and now your story gets 10,000 views, so you create 10 stories. And we understood that demand in the market, and that's the only reason we have used the AI at its best. So now what I will do is I will quickly share my screen. Okay. So we can explain you how easy and simple it is to create a web story using an AI tool. Okay. So for example, let's do this. Let's go to Ashta. Okay. I think this is the Hindi one. So if let's say I'll pick this up now, the reason I have picked up this Hindi article is because I want to show you guys something. So I go in here, I create a new story, and I click on AI story creator, and I tell it that create the sorry, I'll click on generate a story from URL, and I will tell that you create a story in English. Now, if you see, our article is in Hindi, and you can decide how many pages slides do you want. Okay, and then you can also add voiceover on top of it. The moment you add a voiceover, what it will do is that it will create captions also for you. So now I will proceed, and it has taken us quite a lot of time, like almost 6 months, to build this workflow because we wanted it to be quite optimized. Okay, so now what it will do is that it has taken your article in Hindi, but it will now convert it into English. Plus, it will try to understand the entire article, and it will create slide by slide content for you. So since this is in Hindi and we are converted in English, it takes a decent 1.5 minute to build this entire thing. So now if you see, it says here is the title. So it has created this multiple slides for you, and from here you can actually decide what you images you want to use. So let's say this is an incorrect image. Okay, so what you can do is you can number one, you can use AI to generate any images. And for the LTD community, what we have done is that we have actually given you guys an option to bring in our own API key because we want the steel to be sustainable. So let's say if I select a video, for example, guns, and these are all royalty free images, so you really do not have to worry about it. Okay, so let's say I put this image, and these are all the images. Now, the next piece that comes up is uh, template selection. So, for example, I select this particular template. So now here, this entire thing is now the story is created. Okay, so and now all you have to do is you have to click proceed. So what it will do is it will also generate a voiceover for this particular like slide by slide. It will also generate the voiceover for you. So now what happens is that you picked up an article which was, let's say, even if it's in a language that you don't even understand. Okay, but now you have just repurposed the article and you have created a story out of it. So this is the beauty of using AI in a right way. And here, if you are generating voiceover, the LTD licensees can bring in their own what do you say 11 Labs API key also, and then they can sync it. So I think what I'll do is I'll just share this particular tab so you guys can actually listen to the audio. So now when you play this, okay, and then when you play this particular screen. Okay, so now you can understand that we started with nothing, and we now have the entire web story created for us. So, and we are also improving on the templates and everything. So, but you literally we built this entire story in just 3 or 4 minutes, and now you can publish it on your own domain. And when you go for publishing the story, you can have your story title. So this is something that we say, this is the guided publishing. Okay, so here you can have your publisher details like your name, logo, favicon, and then you can set up your posters. So for example, what we'll do is we'll pick up this image that we had on our, like the main cover screen. So this is like Google needs you to have this particular uh, poster images in these three what you say formats, like 3 by 4, 4 by 3, and 1 by 1. So we will save this poster images. So if you see, the detailing of the product has gone till that level wherein you literally don't have to do anything, because or else you will have to actually cut these three images and bring in and upload them. But just by uploading one image, you can create three images out of it. Then in the SEO tab, you can actually decide what type of a article, like story is this. So if it's an article, then you can write all these details, and once you fill in all these details, what it will do is that it will create the JSON metadata for you by default, and then you can also add in any additional metadata tags that you want. So as I was saying, you can also use the story for SEO. So in that case, you can put in your keywords, you can put in your meta tags and all those things. Then you have a story validation. This is something that I love a lot, because what this actually does is that it tells you that what all things are not there in your story. So these are the checks that we have worked with Google and get gotten their feedback, like what all things do you need for a good web story, and based on that we have created all these things. So for example, right now we have these images, but we do not have alt text. So I can just put in the alt tag. Okay, and then so it will just walk you through. So this basically gets the job done for you. So you all you have to do is just see the image, enter, and just click next, 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 and then you can set up your analytics tracking ID, your Facebook pixel, and then if you have an AMP compliant custom analytics, you can bring in your own custom analytics code, validate it, and use it. Then comes the monetization part. So you can bring in your Google AdSense or your Google Ad Manager here, and you can just have ads running on your stories. And finally you will click on publish, and you will select a domain, and then finally you will put in your slug, and you will publish the story. So this is the entire flow. One thing that you can also do is you can export these stories slide by slide as a video. So when you click all the slides, what it will do is it will give you individual slide as one video. So let's say today you want to put this as a story on your Instagram or social media, you can put that. Plus on top of that, what it will do is it will also merge all these slides into one video. So now you have uh, like you have three outputs. One is the web story, one you have individual story slides, plus one you have a final video that you can even upload as a reel. So it's like multi-purpose usage of the same uh, tool.
Yeah, actually, I was about to ask the same question. It's too good, actually. So, yeah, it helps us to prepare the content for multiple platforms, not just website.
Yep.
So, you can even use it as a social media stories. Actually, in Facebook, we have stories as well and reels as well.
Yep.
So, yeah, we can use that as a that one. And also, I think even on LinkedIn, we can use them as carousel, maybe
Yeah, yeah. In LinkedIn, yes, you can use it as a
slides
carousel.
carousel.
Yeah,
Yes.
because
So,
when we export the story, we give you videos as well as the images for this particular slide.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good actually. Yeah, I was about to ask the same question.
yeah.
Glad you answered. So yeah, we also have got some questions from the community as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is like, what you want to convey is like not just traffic, SEO traffic for Make Stories. We also have the other capability in the marketing side, like showcasing our product, service details, that stuff and all. So in that case, actually, as of now, what we are doing is like we are recording some screencaster videos on Loom or Komodo X or something, Fable, and then we are sharing with the team, like clients. And also for some generic stuff, we are actually recording and editing the videos and publishing on YouTube. So what is the advantage over them when we are using Make Stories actually?
Advantage over. I didn't get that
Uh,
actually.
Advantage over YouTube video or some other video.
Uh, so I would say you can definitely. So these are two different things actually. Okay. So how like can you be very specific about the YouTube videos? Because I feel YouTube videos now there have been two categories within YouTube. One wherein like there are shorts. There definitely yes you can use
Yes.
these short videos.
Okay.
Second is like what I have heard lately is that the videos that are really long videos like 10-minute 20 minutes video, they have been lately doing better compared to like there was a wave all of the sudden where people were doing very small videos because everyone thought that short videos is the way to go. But lately I feel that has changed, and now people are actually consuming videos which are which have a good amount of length. So I think that, like, in this world of shifting dynamics, it's always better to actually have, multiple things handy. So, and then we are building for everyone. So
Okay.
I think this should answer the question. So YouTube, I would say yes, you can use this videos to post as your YouTube shorts. There are YouTube stories. I'm not sure there were YouTube. There are YouTube stories, or there not.
No. Yeah, they are actually working on the community part. Like people
Mhm.
can post some image, text as well, but that is not picked up yet.
Okay.
Maybe they will include stories also. I'm not sure. But anyway, actually, they are focusing more on shorts as to compete with Instagram and
Instagram Reels and
TikTok
all.
and something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I think they're more focused on there. Okay. So we have got some questions from our community. Let's take them. Fine.
Sure, sure.
Okay. Yeah. Um, okay. How make stories will impact SEO level?
So I think, as I've answered this already, that there is a so now, if you are looking for to, like, gain traffic through web stories, a good way to do this is, like, increase your volume of web stories to get discovered traffic. In that case, I would say that don't jump in right away, like doing 50 stories or 20 stories a day. Start slowly. With Make Stories, you will always get a sitemap.xml. Take that sitemap, submit that sitemap to Google. Start slowly, like 5 stories a day, then 7, then 10. So just like we do email warm up, you should do a web story warm up. You should not just push all your web stories in one day. It will definitely look as spamming. And I would say, even if AI is generating the content for you, you can always tweak it a little bit, and that's why we have the review screen in between. So the goal here is to make it look more natural, because the more you make AI-ish content, the high chances are that it will negatively impact your web story. SEO is temporary. It might impact your main domain also. We have tried our best, like we have prompt engineered it in such a way that it does not use all those delve and all those jargons, but it's always better for you to review your story once, is what I would suggest.
Yeah, I agree. Uh,
What are the
and what are the best ways to monetize the output of make stories?
So there are, I would say, there is one way, uh, or, like, you can use Google AdSense. If you have another DSP, I would say you can talk to them. The only thing that needs to be done is that your ad code must be AMP compliant. If it's not AMP compliant, then you will have a tough time. Yeah, the ads won't come.
Okay, but AMP thing is kind of shadowed, right?
AMP is shadowed. Like, even if you see, we had this thing of AMP emails inside make forms. Okay, AMP is like we know that all those people who were working in that particular, like on the AMP project, they have already been shifted to some different projects.
Yes.
So officially, AMP from Google is kind of dead. It's just that stories are live right now. What Google ultimately understood is that, like this Next.js and all these technologies that came in, you can actually. So here is the thing: Google was trying to enforce certain good practices, like on people.
Yes.
Their aim was good. I think they started off good, but somehow in the process, like they did certain things, and then, like the other guys also catched up, and then it was like, AMP was just too difficult, I would say, to code, and that's where it all just went off.
Yeah. Actually, uh, people didn't pick it up well.
Yeah.
to be yeah, from our side. Okay. So are you optimizing them for SEO in Meta or the content itself?
So I think we have left that to the users, and we have given them, I think, all the tools wherein they can optimize it for the SEO themselves. We ourselves refrain from bringing in anything using AI or all those stuff, because it might happen that at certain point in time the pattern might have been noticed, and then Google might say that okay, because for every story that goes out, there is a web story generator that also it is mandatory for us, like the web story tool, to write the name of the tool in which these stories are created. So that's the reason we are not optimizing it ourselves. It's always best to actually put in some real time and do it yourself, is what I would suggest.
Okay. Seen web stories templates took pretty nice. Okay. Says in the thing. Can we add our own voiceover?
So you can, since for the voiceover, what we have done is we allow you to bring in your own 11 Labs AI key, API key. So you can always clone your voice in 11 Labs and bring it here.
Okay. Okay. This is a compliment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Does it touch into API image such as pixels and unsplash?
Yeah, Pixels and Unsplash is something that we've already integrated, so you guys don't have to do it. And all of these are like very much free to use. So we did not want our users to actually go and bring, because actually getting these API keys is not that easy. We had to do, but yeah, it's already built in, so you don't have to worry about it.
Okay. Can we use images from sources like iStocks, Midjourney?
So if you have the images, you can always upload your own images to make stories. It's very easy. How we can track traffic sources for web stories. So I think Google Analytics is the best. They have the best support for web stories, and it's a GA4 compliant, so don't have to worry about it.
Okay. Can we customize the color and position of the text?
Yeah, yeah, you can do that. So let me actually share my screen. So you just go in here and then you will click this, and on the right hand side you will have the appearance. So you can just change the color, or you can change the background color. So let's say if you want to have a highlight thing, something like this, you can do it very easily. Then you can also give in borders, and in the borders also you can decide where you want to give the borders. Plus you have different types of borders. Plus you can give box shadow. So box shadow will be applied to the entire stuff, and then you can have drop shadow, and you can actually control the blur. Then so it's a we'll keep the blur as 0, and then we'll change the XY position. Okay, and we'll try to make it a little bit fancy. So you can, like you can create things like this. Plus you can always go in, you can add the border radius. So when you add this border radius, plus if you add a little bit of padding, this is what it looks like. Then you can just increase the line height. So this is literally, I would say, a middle ground between Canva and Photoshop. So there are so many things that, like if you see the drop, like the drop shadow and all those things. Plus the added, these are very much like Photoshop-ish effect. Plus it's if you don't want to go till that depth, you can just do basic styling yourself very easily. So if so make sure is a tool which is built in such a way that if you are not a power user yourself, and you want to do simple stuff, you can do it. But if you are a power user and you know how to use it, you can just go to depths and explore the tool yourself.
Sorry. Yeah, SEO option is great.
Will it? Yeah.
Save your
So
author.
yeah, I'll take that answer. So what you can do is that when you have this, when you set up your account, okay, you will go to your account settings over here, the general settings, and here you will in the branding, in the workspace settings, you will see this like your name, your publisher name, the author type, what is the default story language, and then you have other things like your name, industry. So once you set this up, these details will always be automatically fetched over here. So when you publish, if you go to the SEO, certain basic details, like if you see I have selected article type, you can see that I already have the author name and publisher name here, and the publisher logo is also automatically pulled. So certain things, yes, will be pulled automatically. Then when you go to the domain settings and you select the domain, your Google GA for measurement ID pixel tracking will also be automatically pulled. So you don't have to like put in again and again. You can set it up at an account or workspace level. And we had links on web stories that redirect to particular site. Yeah, you can very much do that. So what you will do is that you will just whenever you want to add a link, what you will do is that you have this component called CTA. So you will just add the CTA component, and you have two options. You can turn on the dark mode and the light mode. These are the only two options that we have. Initially, this used to be very good. Is that you can have anything that's below in the bottom 20%. You can just have it as a CTA button. But lately, Google wanted to standardize it, so this is the new UI. But what you can do is that you can select anything and you can click that on click open a link, and then you can actually just let me do this for the second. And you can also upload an icon. So let's say I have this icon, for example. Okay, and seems like the bug. Okay, so when you preview this, so there is a catch here. Okay. So when you click this, it will open up like a tooltip, and then you will be able to click. But when you have the call to action button, uh, actually, where is it? Okay, we actually did add the call to action button. We did not link it. So here in the CTA settings, I will be link this, and then let's preview it again. So now you can see that here is the CTA link. So the CTA links are just one click link, but when you have anything on the top 80%, it will be a two click link. So the tooltip will come up, and then once you click the tooltip, then you're taken to the outside link. So this is how the links, in short, work with uh, in the web story world.
Will it have an AI option to generate alt text?
This I see it as a good use case, but I would not use AI here because uh, like it can get weird. Like I would not do it. It
Yeah, it
I,
can
I
go
like
well.
the use case, and with GPT-4 definitely you can pass the image and get it. I would say this is a good use case. In fact,
Can we
can
use
you?
our own custom domain to publish too?
Yeah, you can do that. And in fact, I think if you see the deals, so there are
There
certain
is,
domains also that come.
yes. Can download the output as video file, not just publish it. Yes.
Yeah, I think we discussed that at length.
Can we redirect this to LinkedIn? How? Maybe CTA?
Yeah, CTA is the best way to do.
Okay. And is there any way, like after playing the web story and website, we will
Hmm.
redirect them to some particular page?
Uh, like what do you mean by a particular page? Can you be able?
Like how now we have specific page for web story, right? So
Yeah.
after playing that, it will redirect to some landing page or something.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Yeah.
it
So you can.
possible? Yeah, website. Yeah.
Like it won't automatically redirect. You will always have to add a
CTA or something.
CTA. Yes, you will have to add a CTA because story itself is just a story. It
Yes.
does not have any actions. How many maximum slides can we create? So I would say recommended it's max go till 12. Don't go beyond that. As of there is no specific limit to the number of slides that you can create, but it's good to keep it under 15 is what I have been saying.
Okay.
I will go back to catch up and replay. How to compare with Story Scraper? That's uh,
Okay.
yeah. I think Victor is just catching up. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the question is how to compare with Story Scraper. I think Story Scraper is not even Story Scraper anymore. They have rebranded themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, and I remember for a matter of fact that at one point in time, Story Scraper was saying that they will scrape Make Stories and all the other story builder story. I think the moment anything comes to scraping, I personally would stay away from it because that's not what you should do because you are literally like taking away someone's content and scraping it. And I don't know, like we over last 6 years we are at version 3.0. What I have seen, it's already at version 7. Like if there's such a momentum, I think I have personally not never used the tool, so cannot comment more. But I have had certain experiences on a different front with them on some different things, so I might not be able to like have the best opinion on this because I feel that what we have built is built over years, and it's something that's being used by the most enterprise clients today. In fact, our focus is not even MRR, it's enterprise only. So MRR is something that just comes as a cherry on the cake, I would say. So probably not a good idea to compare us with Story Scraper. If we were to be compared, we would like to be compared with Newsroom AI because we love Newsroom AI what they've built, and we see them as a worthy competitor to be compared with.
Okay.
Yeah. What are the available export options for web stories? So you can only export them as videos. For any web story that is published, they always get published on our servers. Only enterprise customers get an option to publish the web stories on their own servers. Can
Okay.
we add integrations like make forms? So I'm happy to let you guys know that there is going to be like after the launch of this particular LTD, we did receive this feedback from quite a few customers, and we are thinking to integrate make stories and make forms because we have found a way to do that. So you should see you. So what the way it would work is that the moment you like just like how we did CTA, there would be a button that says inquire now, and you when you click there, there would be a slide coming in from the bottom, and over there you can have the form. So that is something that's being worked on right now, but it will have only basic fields like name, email address, and phone number. You cannot have fancy fields in there because that there is a restriction already.
Okay. Yeah, and I think now I got another idea like some lockout content lockout. So I will show preview of the story. Like if it is has 12 slides, I will show two to watch 10 other slides. I think they have to fill the details. It's is it possible something like that?
uh well, like what content? Can you be a little specific?
Um, it's like
Like an
that's what.
article or something?
Yeah, it's kind of article, but it can be a slideshow, just like this, whatever we have seen on Make Stories. So I
Yeah.
have 12 slides. In first two slides, I will show them to everyone. But to move to third slide, I will show a form. They have to fill the details.
No, you
In
cannot. No,
a
you cannot
lockout.
control. No, you cannot control it. Like
Yeah.
there was at one point in time, Google was saying that, like we will create this thing wherein you can monetize on the stories, uh, wherein you once the user pays, then only the stories will open, but that eventually never happened.
Okay. Is there any automation part?
I think the best automation is something that I just showed you right now. API is something that is being worked on. So API is something that will come soon. But again, like even if you create using API, the stories will always be saved as a draft. And once you open the draft, and you will all the publishing will always be manual, and that has been our take from day one, and that won't change ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is AMP? I think we need to Google it.
Yeah,
uh,
it's. I think we went through at depth at the start of this. That's actually where this make story started.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. This is, will there be an API to set up generation? Yes, it is answered.
yeah.
And I like that you encourage users to respond to control their output. Yeah. Um, of course.
And you encourage users to take this. Yeah, and you save.
Like rather than spamming the web with
Yeah,
some auto generated content, yeah, it should be meaningful and useful.
yeah. So you can always set your brand colors. It's very easy. So I'll quickly show you. So anything that you want to set, it's in your workspace setting over here. In the branding, you have brand colors. So you can just add those colors, and when you will do that, and whenever you pick up any color here, you will see it down here. I'll have to reload it. I'm not doing it, but you can, yes, set up your brand colors. Plus you can also set up your brand typography. So here you can say, okay, whenever you add a heading, this is what it will look like. And when you add the text, here you will get the basic one, and here you will have all your custom brand related typography that will come.
Okay.
Yeah. Can we keep the stories as draft and let users review before posting? Yes, you can always keep the stories as draft. Unless and until you don't hit the publish button, it won't change. Can we change the layout of the story? Like if you are talking about vertical to horizontal, no, that is something that we are not doing yet. So this is it's vertical only. Singh says that it's powerful. Thank you. Do you know Story Blaze? How does this stand out? Again, Story Blaze was Story Scraper, and I've talked enough. So how does this stand out? I think we answered that. Can we start automation like webhooks? Like after this section, it will open. No, for now, I think webhooks does not. I'm not sure if webhooks can be connected here, because there is only one action which is like how many people are viewing the story, and we feel that is already something that is being
Okay.
done. Is there a way to, can we export the analytics? Let's see,
Yeah.
analytics. So you can get the analytics, but there is not a way to export them. So I would say you will always have to come back to the to make stories to view analytics. Is there a way to track the engagement? Which part of the stories have the most viewing? So yes, if you set up your Google Analytics GA4, it will show you like what is it, like how many pages did users see, and even in the Make Stories own analytics, you will be able to see that how many slides in the story are there and what is the average depth, and how many were the slide views and everything. So this is something that you can see in, like we do not have so many stories, so you're not seeing, but when you have a good amount of stories, you will be able to see it. The LTD Rocket Up states that the LTD plans are for features, not necessarily future. Will there be any opportunity for, so yeah, any, so I am saying this again, anything that is AI, okay, it will always, it will be a bring your own key. We will never ever, like we cannot be doing selling an LTD for $59, taking $29 home, and also give AI features. If someone, I again keep on saying this, I've been a huge vocal supporter of not giving AI stuff as an LTD because it's not sustainable at all. So any feature that in the future is AI related, it please be assured that it won't be included uh, in our LTD plans. For our MRR customers, yes, even sometimes we might, like if you check our website, even the AI image generation is not available for our own MRR customers. So we are very vocal about it that we won't be like bring your own key will be the only option that will be available. Would be great to have automation like ManyChat to Instagram where so the problem with this is that most of these tools like Instagram wants you to come and like come to their particular app and post the stories. Like Instagram does not allow you to do it. I will definitely check about ManyChat. I'm not like what is ManyChat exactly. I don't know about it. So I'm checking it now, and okay, it's chat marketing made easy with ManyChat. I'll see and I'll let you know what can be done.
Yeah.
And well thought out too.
Well done.
There be any more tier one available before the LTD? We really don't know. I think tier one is capped at like certain licenses. So you if you are thinking, I would say you should definitely hurry up and buy it ASAP because we for tier one we have very limited licenses. So please, no, I think it's sold out already. Oh wow! So I don't think it will be coming back. So you should grab tier two pretty soon.
Yeah.
So I think rather than thanking me, you guys should go ahead and thanks Charlie because we actually never even wanted to do a Make Stories LTD. Charlie did convince us that there is a lot of demand and people want to use Make Stories. So I would say go for it. Today it might not be that web stories are a thing in your country, but you never know Google. Like Google might just one day come in and say, "Hey, we are launching it in your country also," and then you really don't want to rely on any scraping tool at that point in time. So always a good idea to have a like the industry leader LTD for you today when it's available.
Yeah, that's really a great, good and great opportunity. Yeah, Charlie does a lot of convincing. Yes, that skill. Uh, so, when is the so there are certain codes you are going to sell on Rocket Hub right now as LTD, or
Hmm.
is there any date, uh,
You mean the end date for the
end date for the campaign? Yes.
So honestly speaking, I have not thought much about it because what I'm also understanding is that people need to like know more about web stories. So I am trying to use this LTD as a medium to spread out the word for web stories. So it might end in 2 weeks or it might end in 1 month. I don't have an immediate answer as of now, but
Yeah.
my goal was to always educate people about short form content creation and web stories in general.
Yeah, that's great. So, and also you are lined up with other products. So, like, yeah, we can see them on the website as well, like make videos and yeah, other tools and make.io.
Yeah.
So I and hopefully don't get into conflict with make integromat, former integromat automation
uh,
tool.
that is like we that is one of the worries that we have, that they might feel offended because it's four-word domain, okay, make.io.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we'll see what happens. It happens. We like.
Yeah, I see a point there that they may not get offended because what you are working on is a kind of a brand or a what's a brand, otherwise a company as a make, but
Yeah,
what they are working on is a product actually. So you have multiple products where you are not going to use only make. You
yeah.
have something at the end as well, make stories, make forms, something like that, but still
Plus,
they may go ahead so that it won't be uh, like people like us won't assume all these are under make brand, even the make.com.
yeah, I think, and a lot of our products also integrate with their products. Like Makeforms has an integration with make.com. So it's like we are partners with them in certain way. I think what I'd love to show is an upcoming product. Let me give you guys a teaser. So this is on staging right now. It's coming very soon. So we are calling it a flexi sign, and this is going to be like completely compliant. And one feedback that we received from the community while make forms was that the HIPAA compliance that we had, okay, it needed that you guys had to come to us or to the support and ask for HIPAA compliance business associate agreement. So you can always, what you can do is that you can go to any of the compliance part, and here you will get, okay, my I have the compliance enabled. So now what we are doing is we are also automating the compliance. So you can literally just click on request business associate agreement for your HIPAA compliance, and the entire thing is now completely automated. So you don't even have to come to us. And then we have things like in the document, you will be able to select in which country do you want to save your document. So here, still, since it is a staging environment, we have only three countries, but you will literally have 24 locations in which you will be able to save your final document. Plus you can have an option to do an SMS OTP, wherein you can connect your own Twilio account. And then there are so many different features, like there is something called as selfie verification. So selfie verification is something wherein, like, you take a selfie of the person who is signing, and no, like, even DocuSign does not do that. So you are genuinely verifying that the person who is supposed to sign, you're also capturing their image. So this is coming very soon. So have a look out for these guys. And it will also, in a short period of time, once it's launched, have an integration with make forms too.
Okay, so why not make sign?
I don't know. The wording of make sign really did not go that well. So we thought of flexi sign. We were able to, kind of envision it in a much better way. Make sign was not fitting. The terminology was not fitting. So we went ahead with flexi sign.
But I think when you bring up so many products, like successful products, you are setting up a standard. So I don't think it doesn't uh, matter for the
Yeah,
users.
yeah, but and it's always going to be say like flexi sign by make forms.
Sure, sure, no issues.
Yeah, yeah. All
Okay,
right,
so
guys. So
yeah,
thank you for your
this is
time
it from
today.
our side. Thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, and actually, I had this question. So you changed a lot from uh, make forms to make stories, actually, personally,
Yeah,
appearance
yeah,
as well.
yeah. No, so like even when I'm talking, I have to remember. Okay, it's make forms, make stories. So yeah, I have myself get confused
Of course,
because
yeah, yeah,
like it's like both of the product are so dear to me.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
All right,
agree
guys.
on that actually. Yeah, really. I see you are doing a lot of hard work. You are putting your blood, sweat, and heart into it.
Yeah,
So yeah, hopefully you'll be standing out from the crowd on across all the tools, not just one.
yeah.
So all the best, and thank you so much for joining us today again. Hopefully we'll get back to you with another product. I think we'll be there.
Sure, sure, sure.
Sure.
Thanks, Vijay. Take care. Bye bye,
Bye. Yeah. Thank you
everyone.
so much.
Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye. Yeah, guys, this is it for today. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we will be collecting queries, and we'll try to answer them as in the comments as well. And yeah, even if you have any other queries, you can join our community, Facebook community. Like most of us in the community as well already. Still, you can refer this link, and you can join our community and participate in the discussions. And also, please share your feedback with us regarding the lives, otherwise products, or anything else. Yeah, thank you so much, Victor. Thanks for joining us today. Thank you so much, Inderpreet Singh, Jason, Mabel, and Neeru, Valia. Yeah, a lot of people join actively today. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Take care. See you again. Take care.